What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that? That was weird.
So from Free Love, man.
West side. North side, south side, east side, west side. Perfect. It's the sauce, ho. You know what the fuck it is. From the east.
Fuck is going on? Oh my goodness. Fuck. Fuck. God damn. Boy. Y'all don't understand, man. What's the motherfucking deal? I'm fucking livid right now. Oh, I'm fucking lit. I'm so fucking pissed off right now, bro. Like, look, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all something about me, man. I don't use the word bro. If I say bro, I'm pissed off about something. If I'm saying bro, like that stream after the fucking game, and I was saying bro a lot about to see. That's how you know I'd be pissed off. Because I hate the term bro. I hate when women use the term bro, and I just don't use the term bro. Like I think it's weird. But I'm not knocking anybody. It's just me. Anyway, what's the motherfucker deal, man? Welcome to Saw Center. I'm your boy at Honcho. Ooh, shit. we rocking. We just gonna rock till 7. I've been here. It's like this is a frustrating thing, right? Because again, you set goals, you set priorities, you try to be better. And, again, like I say, I always sauce. Used to be late, used to be all crazy and doing anything. So my goal is to always be on time now. But the last couple of streams, for whatever reason, the data doesn't want to go through. Partially, it was like my fault as far as some of the scenes not sticking. But then I fixed that on time, and then YouTube is not taking it. I don't fucking know. I know you don't care. But I tell you, I be thinking about these things in my head whenever I get going, the shit be fucking up. Shout out to Miss Bell, because she did say that last night. If you was in the den last night, man, shout out to you. Had a great conversation after the den. It was great. The fucking rails are not working. They ain't up. They ain't shit going. Fuck it. Fuck it. Just fuck it. It's fuck it, man. Like just at this point, it's fuck it, bro. Like I don't know. I have no nothing. I don't know what to say, right? I just don't know, right? So it is what it is. Shout out to Trill, shout out to Brian Herrera, Gilmore, Z Holiday, Northside in the building already. JPJ, what's the motherfucking deal? Lloyd, what's the motherfucking deal? J Mel, what's the motherfucking deal? Oh man, I'm like super pissed because I had my little whole flow. Look, I had my little 5 questions gonna be real, and it's just those little things derail you very quickly. I am highly upset right now. Like I am very very upset. Like it's a different thing. Like when you're not giving a fuck. That's how shit always. When you're not giving a fuck, you just doing some shit. Shit always flows. When you start trying to do shit and be accurate and on point, things always it happen. So this is what we're gonna do. We got 5 questions to talk about, right? Houston Texans seem like they're kind of going into the next season looking very very similar in the front office or the coaching staff, however you want to look at it. And I know that upsets a lot of people. I know a lot of people are, and I peep what you did, Trill. Appreciate it. All good. I appreciate you looking out. Either way, not that mad about it. It is what it is. It's more motivation to get better. So yeah, this is going to be one of those streams because I'm mad. I've been telling myself I'm trying to minimize doing this, but hey, it is what it is. So I got 5 questions I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Texans, what the Texans are doing and what they ain't doing, what they're doing. No entiendo. I don't understand. I don't understand how they're moving. I know a lot of people, and I think that at this point, I don't have to do the let's bash CJ entirely streams anymore. It is what it is. The people who want to keep saying they're going to get what they want. Those of us who feel like it should move on, we're just gonna kind of accept it. We can still be critical. We can remain forever critical, right? Because it is what it is. But shout out to Spit, shout out to Big B, and I want to say Q. I want to say Tenny was in the conversation. We're having a real good conversation. I can't remember if Trill was there or not, but we had a real good conversation in Discord. That's why I always implore you guys to join the Discord. And I know you guys are like, well, Honcho, we would join the Discord if you just made it free. It's a lot of weirdos out here, right? And I know some of y'all see them on certain platforms and things. It's almost like what they do on X to keep the bots, they start charging. Like, that's why it's $5, right? Just to keep the weirdos out, right? Because I'm not finna, in the chat and the stream, I don't care about trolls. It's all good, right? But you gotta protect your energy. So we have great conversation. It gets always much, much deeper. Sometimes it get a little heated. Sometimes we get on some other shit. But shout out to Sauce. Shout out to the Discord, all the fellas in the Discord. It's always a great conversation. But anyway, we were talking. And I think what has happened, before we get into the 5 questions, I think what's going on is the argument over CJ Stroud is really 2 different arguments. Okay? And like that, we own. Anyway, it's really 2 different arguments. And we come to a conclusion by us having this argument in the Discord. And why I say that is the 2 different arguments we're having about CJ Stroud is the people who want Stroud gone want to win right now. Like, they see the window. I believe Trim was in there. They see the window and they realize that window is not going to be open for long. And we want to win right now. And I think the people who are more pro-Stroud are thinking long-term in the franchise, like, hey, wanting to remain relevant, wanting to win the division, still remain good. I'm gonna put this out here. 0 for no, 1 for yes. We always do the binary thing, right? If you understand it, you understand why. We ain't no non-binary in here. If you agree or disagree. So what I'm saying is that I'm gonna pose a question. This should tell you what side of the argument you're on. If the Texans were to get rid of CJ Stroud, bring in a veteran, fix the law, get a running back, all that stuff, and win the Super Bowl next year, but sucked for the next 3 years after that, would you be okay with that? 0 for no, 1 for yes. Let me know what you think about that, right? Because I think that's kind of how some people are looking at it. If next season the Texans say, hey, CJ, we don't think you're a bad player, but we don't think you got the heart to get us to where we're going to go. That's been my argument. I just don't think you got any fucking heart. I'm looking at the wrong camera ain't working. I got to make sure I'm in the right spot. We don't think you got the heart. We're gonna send you to LA. We're gonna swap you out for Herbert or something like that. Send you to LA, bring him out here. And we wish you the best of luck. Herbert gets here, Mr. If gets here, takes you to a Super Bowl, wins you a Super Bowl, and is trash for the next 3 years. Don't win the division. You're maybe slightly above 500, but you got a ring. You got a ring with some shine on it. So rather rent out of cash on this, and that's been my argument the entire time. So I think that what it is that that's why it's always important when you're having a conversation to determine the nuance of the conversation, to make sure that people are having the same conversation. I think you have people who are more willing to have a conversation about, hey, win now, fuck whatever else is going on, versus people who are like, hey, I want the long-term sustainability of this franchise. But to me, and in my opinion, oh, my bad, bro. My bad. You say stop naming bums. Oh, I said CJ? My bad, bro. My bad. I kept saying CJ. Coleridge, Cucamonga Coleridge. Shout out to TD. Purple drink, what's the motherfucking deal? Footballer, what's the motherfucking deal? So that's what I'm saying. Eddie, from one Eddie to another. That's my argument. See, one Eddie knows another. If you win, look, most of us, if you fuck with the sauce, no, it's some youngsters in here, and I'm not knocking. It's some youngsters in here. Most of y'all though, have been Texans affiliated from day one, right? Most of us have been Texans fans probably longer about the time CJ Stroud's been alive. It's probably been longer. I think it's been long. What is this? 26? He's 24. So probably about the same time CJ's been alive, right? We've been Texans fans. I don't care if he's the guy that takes us there or not. Like, I want to see the team win, right? So if Cucamonga Coleridge is the guy, cool, whatever, I still feel like you got to hold the nigga out. I mean, and I say all this now. You win a Super Bowl, you're gonna forget about all the bullshit. I'm gonna give all credit and all props to everybody else. But hey, CJ's here, cool, whatever. He's balanced himself out. He didn't lose it for us because that's how I look. I kind of look at him as a loser now, right? And y'all can feel how you want to feel. But I think that's the argument. You give me the ring, I wouldn't give a fuck, right? Because a lot of franchises don't have a ring. A lot of people can't have that conversation. You have a ring, you got that argument for you can argue like the fuck. If you have a ring, aside from Indy, you know what I mean? You can talk shit in the AFC South pretty much like a Dallas Cowboys fan. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much like a Dallas Cowboys fan. Yes, hit that like button, man. If you're new to this, not true to this, hit that subscribe button. We do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. when OBS wants to work correctly. Sometimes it'll be a little bit of a delay, but I promise I'm sticking to those 3 days so we don't overload it. And on Friday, we're going to talk a little bit more Senior Bowl and things like that. So that's kind of my thing on that is that I believe that two different conversations are happening about CJ Stroud, right? And again, you're thinking long-term, hey, I want, and I'm not saying that the long-term people don't want success, but they're thinking long-term sustainability. I think the people right now who see it are like, we need somebody who can do it right now because we have all the tools. This guy's just not ready. Because nobody, even the long-term argument, and people are saying there's not a pro Coleridge, Cucamonga Coleridge argument. You know what I mean? So it's still like he'll get better. He could get better, you know, hoping that he gets better. Or, you know, do it now. So let's get into the 5 questions. The 5 questions that we kind of need to ask. Since the Texans, they look like they're staying put, right? You know, as far as coaching staff. I think they said was it the tight end, the backup, the assistant OL coach? I don't know his name. Is getting some looks, right? Or he got a job somewhere. But aside from that, I think everything is still pretty much in place. I know Vassar, I know Burke, I know Johnson, you know, have gotten some looks, have gotten some Why, Trill? Why, Trill? Why? I was on a roll. You just derailed me. Anyway, I have no questions. None. Make sure that nigga ain't here. Somehow he'll be tapped into the stream and start playing that terrible ass song. So, first question. We got to look at the roster. We got to look at where things were weak and probably have some of the easiest upgrades or the position, again, that I would say the easiest upgrade. I'm saving the Rayway for talking about O-line, but the running back, right? Because I think a lot of people have a lot of opinions on the running back situation, right? A lot of people feel like, hey, if we would have had a decent running game and people actually respected our running game, then, you know, we might not have, you know, it would be a little bit easier on CJ. It would take the pressure off of CJ. And that's a good point. I mean, it's a legitimate point. You know, you want to have a balanced offense. And I wouldn't say that was balanced. Like I said, I think we only had Woody only had one 100-yard rushing game. And, you know, but he was secure with the ball. The thing about Woody, and it's not that Woody is terrible. Woody is a solid RB2. Like, Woody is a solid RB2 across the league. He's not starting anywhere else in the NFL. See, look at you niggas. D, what's the motherfucking deal? He's not a starting running back anywhere in the NFL, right? And he's not a starting running back in Houston. It's just that the circumstances just so happened that he ended up in that position. Josh McCarty, what's the motherfucking deal? So that he ended up in that situation. See, it's fucking me up. Anyway, because you had the weird Mixon situation that we still know nothing about and probably never will. I know I've heard people allude to, and again, this is just shit I'm hearing. Like, first and foremost, let me clarify something. Make sure my Levi's is buttoned all the way up. All right, 501s and none. I am not an analyst. I am not an analyst. I've never said that. I've never said I was an expert. Most of y'all already know my thoughts on expert. There's no such thing as a football expert. Because everybody that you call as expert is always super wrong. Expert is a motherfucker who has a skill down to a T and is never is going to be perfect every time. If you tell me, hey, this guy's an expert welder, right? I have an expectation of perfection, right? If you tell me this guy is a expert archer, I expect to see motherfucking bullseyes, right? Like I expect to see the arrow split the ass of the other arrow and make another the double bullseye, nigga. Right? Right? So all I'm saying is experts, there's no such thing as an expert in football. Everybody's making educated guesses. Because you can name your favorite person that you go to and get your information from, and they're wrong 50% of the time. Right? I'm a fan talking to the fans, right? This is a place for us to everybody to have their own opinion. I don't care if you disagree. I don't care if you hate my opinion, right? Aren't you wrong, but I don't care. But it's a place for fans to express themselves. I'll never hate on you for that. So, not an expert, right? So I'm going to say some things, and I'm going to say a lot of things. So I'm not trying to be friends with these niggas. I don't care what these niggas think about me. I'm going to say the things that need to be said around this motherfucker, right? So understand that. So when you come here, don't come here always for, like, well, what do you think about? Man, I don't give a fuck. Is he good? Is he bad? You know, like we'll get into stuff. But like I told y'all, stats and all that shit, like it's cool. That's like the geeky side of the game, right? Like but it's cool. I mean, it's a conversation. Like, don't get me wrong. Some of y'all gonna be mad. Well, I like talking about stats and averages, and you just pissed me off right now with what you said. And I'm sorry about that, bro. But it's all good. The running back situation, though, we need to look at that, right? Because Woody's not a starter running back in anybody's team. Woody's not a starting running back again on the Houston Texans. But again, because of the situation, the weird situation with Mixon, and before I went off on my not an expert thing, what I was going to say is that I heard allegations that he shot himself in the foot. Again, these are things that I'm hearing. So that's what I'm saying. Just because somebody will say, Honcho just said that Joe Mixon shot himself in the foot. That's why he did not play for the Houston Texans. They're going to put it up. It's like, you see how motherfuckers like doing that. Because remember the one time I said I heard something? The one time I said, and I never said, like, this is a fact. This is a. And motherfuckers went crazy, bro. Right? And motherfuckers went crazy. Well, Honcho thinks that. I've never said that. I said this is I even like prefaced it many times. This is something I'm here. I can't vouch for this. I can't. Motherfuckers get mad, right? I'm going to always keep it 1,000. That's if you don't, you might not like what I say, but I'm always keep it 1,000. Anyway, allegedly, these people I've heard it 2 or 3 people say it. Somebody might have heard it from somebody else. People saying they thought he shot himself in the foot or it was a freak accident, but the Texans never really talked about it, right? Mixon never really said anything about it. And to me, if he did, I don't, you want to be Plaxico Burress, the running back version, that's cool. I mean, it's whatever. Just could you have done it early in the offseason so you could have healed up and played or something? Like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't think that I don't know what fucking happened. Like, none of my business. But we have to address it, right? We have to address it. The Vengeance Post. I'm not sure about the Vengeance Post. You have to hit me up. Hit me to that. I'm not aware. Yeah, I heard somebody say. I've heard it in a couple places. But anyway, that's why I said, like, don't take my word for it, because even the places I heard it, I'm not going to sit here and say they're the most credible, or even they are. I don't know, because y'all know, like, I don't be knowing who is who, bro. Like, I really, because like I said, I'd rather the sauce is like I told you. It's like nigga, if you went to the bar, nigga, you just sitting down, have you a brewski and talking shop with your partners. That's the sauce. That's the energy that you should be having here. If you coming in here waiting for expert break, nigga, that shit is boring, nigga. Let's talk some shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all don't know what that shit from. But anyway, so like I said, it's a situation. So now what do you do? I know a lot of people talking about, hey, well, maybe in free agency, you start trying to, see what you can do about Breece Hall. There were rumors that there may have been trying to be trades in the season, but things just didn't work out. I know a lot of people like that. I know a lot of people love the idea of Breece Hall in a Houston Texans uniform. I'm not opposed to that idea, because the thing is, somebody mentioned on a comment, I think in the sauce, and if it was you, let me know it was you so I can give you your credit. But mentioned that. But he was like again, I don't watch a lot of college, right? But said that Woody was a very, very good, it was a good pass catching back coming out of college, right? And if this is true, No, let me see. I'm gonna have to see what you're talking about here. And if this is true, why didn't we see too much of that? But anyway, Brees is a guy that can give you all of that, right? Brees is a guy that can give you that. And the problem with Woody, though, the problem with Woody is this. And it's not that Woody's a bad back. This is what I'm going to say. Woody can't do shit at the second level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said stats are a part of it. Yeah, they are, right? I think some people put stats at the forefront when stats don't belong at the forefront. Stats belong on the back end. Stats belong in the backyard. Man, we had a very it was a crazy conversation in the Den Discord last night. If you want to join the Den Discord, the Den Discord's free though. Y'all can always join that one. It was a very crazy. I was up till about damn near 3 a.m. talking to Miss Bell last night. For those who know, you know. Those who were Den Discord veterans, and Memphis came up. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand, right? Y'all don't understand. There was a nigga. You see me hitting the blunt at the beginning of the stream. This was done to it. There was a nigga in the den who said he saw a whale jump over a cruise ship. Now, those of you who know, that has just triggered you and brought back 22 other stories in your mind because y'all know exactly who I'm talking about and y'all know exactly what's going on, right? And that's what I'm saying. That's the motherfucking thing. That if you know about 20 other stories that this nigga told. I can say a lot of stuff, bro. I could go about another hour on some other stuff. I ain't even finna get it, bro, because you just had to be there. Anyway, Brees Hall, and then again, anyway, so look, you have options in college. Let me get on to this. I've been wasting time. I've been rambling. Hey, that old Beale Street ass nigga, man. If you know, it's always a lot of inside shit, man. You just gotta be there. And then you got options in the draft. So a lot of things going. A lot of people love, right? A lot of people like Jeremiah Love. Some people told me to check out, I forgot his name. I think Ray told me to check him out. Love's backup. There's a guy out of, was it Wisconsin, I think? And I might not be, so I can't remember where. He's nice. He's a little slow, though, but he's got good vision. Like, I think he's a guy. There's a couple, I think you can get you there's a couple of good options in the later round. I don't think you're not going to use a first rounder on a running back. That's not going to happen, right? And I don't know if you're using your second rounder on him. I think you're probably kind of find somebody that they're looking at the Senior Bowl right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Emmett. Yeah. Emmett. Yeah. He's nice. His vision is nice. His vision is nice. Like, he's got top-notch vision, but it's like the body adjusts to it, but it's like I'd like to see a little bit more burst from him. You know what I'm saying? I like to see a little bit more burst from him, but he's not bad though. You know what I'm saying? El Lobo, what's the motherfucking deal? You say Nicholas Singleton. You say Jerry Price. You say Singleton's the best RB athlete in the class. Like I said, it's a lot of debate going on. Like I said, I know a lot of people are big on Love. Again, I'm not a big college guy, so I'm not gonna dive into that. I've been trying to, do a little looky-loo, but I'm not gonna do that. But second question. This is a question everybody's asking. I kind of referenced this earlier in the stream. Does CJ need a change at quarterback, coach? I need to shave, nigga. Does CJ need a change at quarterback, coach? A lot of people say, JJ, and we're not talking about Watt and Mr. Johnson. They feel like, maybe a change of scenery is due for him, and it'll benefit CJ. It'll be a good deal. Who do you bring in? Hey, is Mr. Yates available? Maybe. Bring back an you know what? Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. You go, you get rid of, this is like I've been hearing, I haven't really cared about it until like I really thought about it right now. Hear me out. Fuck yeah. Get rid of Jared Johnson, right? Jared, goodbye. Go get Yates. Go get TJ Yates. Drop nuts in a playoff game, right? He wasn't expected to do a whole lot. He wasn't expected, but TJ Yates has had his playoff run, right? Even going up against Baltimore. Some of y'all too young to know what's going on. And that was play calling, right? And it was because I don't know why. Because we were eating and we want to start running that bitch. Anyway, like why we had Baltimore, right? If it wasn't for the so-and-so fumble, I ain't even gonna get into that because of, living statuses. Bro. Man, Kaylee's here. It looks like they're sticking with Kaylee, man. Because everybody, think about it. Who do you want? McCarthy's gone. Everybody wanted McDaniels. He's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you gonna go get? You're gonna go get another first timer, right? We're gonna go hit the reset button again. Like, is that what we're gonna do? Hear me out, bro. Nah, for real though. Like you at this point, I don't think you need to. I don't think you need. I think whatever he's taught him, and I think, hear me out, man. Like, I just be thinking again, these are allegations made by Honcho. These are just thoughts of Honcho. These are not like I have proven facts. These are just things I see, and these are things I think. I share my thoughts with you, okay? Because you motherfuckers love to run with shit. Like, you got to go get somebody. There's the two things. If you're going to go get a quarterback coach, one, that's what I say, TJ Yates. Hear me out. TJ Yates has won playoff games with the Texans, right? And not expected to do so much. But TJ Yates played the role in a playoff game that Cucamonga Coleridge should have been playing. Like, am I wrong? If I'm wrong, 0. If I'm right, 1. TJ Yates can show you how to play the role you need to play, how to not be Bizarro Superman, right? But it's two things, right? And TJ brings two things. One, the Texans experience, the fan favorite. So it's going to be tougher for motherfuckers to be like, oh, well, he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Nah, TJ Yates a vet. Like, what is you talking? TJ Yates got stripes in the Texans uniform. What are you talking about, right? So he can't like, because, and he played quarterback, right? So those two things. But you can't try to big dog him, right? Because this is what I believe. I believe CJ be trying to big dog motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a little status, like, but I don't think he do it. I think he like passive aggressive with that, because that's how it comes across. Like, he makes those passive aggressive statements and things. Like, I think he be trying to big dog motherfuckers, because you already heard like the argument with what are they saying? I got this thing. I was using this. Whatchamacallit? Right? There were rumors about him and Slovan, right? About the we ran this at Ohio State, and this is like, some athletes are like this, and if you play ball, you've known some. Like, a motherfucker looking like a coach and be like, "You a coach? You never did this." I got receipts on the field. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, yeah, I hear you, but like, how much do I really value what you're telling me, right? Because I got receipts on the field. You're telling me some theory, right? I'll tell you, like, think about. If you need to learn how to ride a bike, it's the old saying. You want to learn how to ride a bike, are you going to go ask a professor who wrote a book on the bike, or are you going to ask the fucking 16-year-old kid popping wheelies on the motherfucker doing tricks off the goddamn ramp and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go ask this nigga, hey, look how that motherfucker. I'm not going to add Professor Doberstein, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to teach me how to, well, here, the circular momentum of the forward wheel. Like, this shit ain't going to help me, man. Anyway, next question, right? Trying to keep this time. Where are we at? I don't even know how long I've been going. Next question. Okay. But I know people think that a change of quarterback coach will help. Let's go to the next question. Number three. I saw somebody say fire Kaylee, right? Somebody say fire Kaylee. And so I guess this leads into number 3. Does Nick Kaylee improve next season? Right? You got a year under your belt. You got experience under your belt. You played in some tough games. It didn't really look great early on, but as things progressed, it did begin to look much better until whatever. People want to get rid of Kaylee this and Kaylee that. Kaylee, And I'm not saying that he's the greatest. I'm not saying that Kaylee's the best. I'm not saying that I think Kaylee is the answer. But what I'm saying is for those of you who want to get rid of Kaylee, but yet support Cucamonga Coleridge, do they not get the same benefit of the doubt? And really, Kaylee should get more because he's actually a rookie, right? Because they suffered from the same things, right? Did Kaylee's play calling look better as the line play began to become more cohesive and look better? The same way you say that C.J. Stroud would have benefited from having a more talented running back or maybe a Joe Mixon or something like that, right? And his play would have looked better because he would have been able to, let's say, balance that situation out, right? It's the same thing. You don't think that Kaylee's play calling would look better if he had, maybe a better back than Woody Marks back there, an older Nick Chubb? And even when Nick Chubb got somebody like Nick Chubb showed like he had some little juice right there. You know what I'm saying? So imagine a back who was actually, a starting back in the NFL. Neither one of those guys were starters. Chubb would have some explosive plays throughout the year. So all I'm saying is if we're going to give Cucamonga Coleridge the benefit of the doubt, we need to give Nick Kaylee the same benefit of the doubt. We've got to give him a year too, right? I'm not, because again, we want to rotate. And if we keep doing that, like how do you truly figure out if it's the OC, if it's, CJ or what it is, because you're switching up. So, well, let's give him another year of this offense. We don't have time for that, right? Because it goes back to what we were talking about earlier about the window and those of us who want it now and then those of us who are thinking long term. Question number 4. Mother Fluffer. I've been in the top chat, nigga. Number 4, right? See, look, that's crazy. That shit, I ain't missed a bunch of shit. That shit, it froze up. I missed a bunch of shit. So my bad if I missed what you may have said. Let me go back to where I was. Somebody said, man, go get Kane. CJ needs the basics. They give you Kane vet. You say single my 1, price to 2. The fans gonna hate us after next week anyway, right? The Patriots' way is to beef up the defense, mediocre, subpar offense. We're duped. I explain my Patriots staff are not successful on their own. But here's the thing. Yeah, and I mean, you're right. Now, on their own, they are not. But again, I think we're taking a blend of the the Patriots way, a little blend, I think, of the 49ers way, and then here we are. See, you had Bobby. See, that's what I'm saying. YouTube been hating on me, bro. YouTube been hating. But man, like I said, Leonard Avery, what's the motherfucking deal? Again, if y'all slid in here and I miss you, I ain't diss you. These skills, what's the motherfucking deal? USG, use a hoe. Yeah, use a hoe was in there. You chop it up with Bell. Let me see. Again, if I miss you, I ain't diss you. I promise. I'm just trying to let me get back on track there. You say if that's true, we need to talk about why Cacero's always getting outbid. That nigga cheap like me. That's why you say nigga cheap. Nigga cheap. Like I be cheap with other people. Nigga, why you buying that? Nigga, don't buy that. Nigga, go get that shit. That shit even better. And you save some money. Nigga, like here, go over here, nigga. This way. Look. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna save you 13 cents a gallon. Anyway, question number 4. Should there be a real quarterback competition? And if we do have a real, and notice I said real quarterback competition, and this question can have a lot of deviations to it, right? But if there's a real quarterback competition, do you stick with Mills and Mertz? Or do you bring in a veteran, maybe you have to spend a couple of bucks. Do you bring in somebody to provide real competition? Now, if you say, let's do it like this right now. Should there be a quarterback competition? Do it real quick. 0 for no, 1 for yes. I'll wait about a minute on that. And then, was that the 47? Okay. I'll wait about a minute on that before I ask the next part of it. But, and I know y'all are voting, but I do believe that there should be, me personally, I believe there should be a quarterback competition. Because at the very least, you light a fire under Cucamonga Coleridge's ass and lets him know, hey man, we're not fucking with you. This is it. This is the You got to make something shake. You know what I'm saying? Like we're giving you a shot. You're the guy, but you got to let us know you're the guy. And any guy who ain't willing to compete, like especially at this level, you ain't willing to compete. You ain't that dude. Like if you ain't willing to compete for your spot, how do I feel like you're gonna compete when it matters? Like how do I know you're gonna put it all on like when it's on the line for you? And you don't want to, when it's on the line for you yourself and you can't do it, how can I count on you to carry the team on your back? And I ain't even ask you to do that, right? So, all right. So that's kind of that. My next question. Looks like most folks are saying yeah. All right. Most folks say yeah, we need to have quarterback competition. If you do have a quarterback competition, are you going with Mills and Mertz and letting these guys all have a fair shot at a quarterback competition? Or do you bring in a veteran? So 0 for Mills and Mertz, 1 for an additional veteran to spice up the competition. We're going to go about a minute on that one, and we'll kind of see where we're at. And the answer, however this answer pans out, will go to my next question. It's like a question tree. It's a branch. It's like a choose your own adventure question. It's like a choose your own adventure question. So the way you guys answer determine how the rest of the stream will go. But you don't get to see the other option because we're fucking streaming. It's not a book, right? So it's a choose your own adventure stream. That actually might be a dope ass thing. Right? That actually might be a real dope. Choose your own adventure stream. Very interesting. Let's put that in my back pocket. Got about 20 more seconds, right? 0 for Mills and Mertz, 1 for bringing in a veteran, right? And I think that we know where that's going. True Slayer, what's the motherfucking deal? All right. We pretty much got it. Let's go ahead. Yeah, what you doing, Peanut? What's up with you, man? So a veteran. Well, I think we all knew where that's going because again, if you open up a true quarterback competition and Davis Mills beats you, right? Regardless of how people may feel about Mills on the plus side, on the negative side, it's going to cause a big problem, right? Because the problem is going to be that if you had a real life quarterback competition and Davis Mills has the better outcome, you're asking a lot more questions about the season that you just had, right? You're asking questions about why certain decisions were made. But I think that's unlikely. But either way, now Mertz, give me a gram of that gram, baby. Mertz, on the other hand, I'd like to see the kid get a little shot. But you know how a lot of teams are. We didn't invested heavy stock into this guy, and if he doesn't win or he doesn't look good, it's going to be hard to recoup that stock, right? So I understand it. But what you got to think about is also, if one of these guys come out here and they beat you, CJ's trade value is low, and I think CJ's ego is demolished. So like you said, a veteran. So now the question is, if you're going to bring in a veteran, this is a choose your own answer. This is a fill in the blank. What veteran are you bringing in? Right? Like if you want to bring in a veteran, who are you bringing in? How much are you paying them? Where are you getting them from? You pulling somebody off the couch? Are we looking at the second tier of the roster of certain of these teams? Are we willing to make a trade for somebody? If so, what are you trading? You know what I mean? If we're having a quarterback competition, how seriously should the Houston Texans invest in that quarterback competition? Like, is it just, hey, we're just going to open it up and see what we got? Or do we really want to have the best quarterback that we can fucking get? We want the best quarterback that we can get. So you bring in a veteran, man. You bring in a veteran. I don't know, man. I saw somebody say Russell Wilson. I told y'all, a few streams back that CJ needs to embrace his inner Russell. He just needs to be a dork. Like, just needs to be a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be one of them revenge of the nerds type niggas. Just be that guy, right? Maybe he does need to get with Amber Rose. I don't know, Brent. I don't know. But my thing is just like, come on, bro. Like Russell Wilson. I'm gonna be honest. I'd hate to say that. Of all people, I'd hate to say that. I'd hate to say that I won a Super Bowl with Russell Wilson. It's a personal thing. It makes no sense whatsoever. I like Teddy Bridgewater. I don't care. I've always liked Teddy Bridgewater. I don't care what people say, how people feel, but I don't care if he's got little man hands. You know what I'm saying? I think Teddy's a stand-up guy. I think Teddy's salute to Teddy Bridgewater, putting his money where his mouth is. 335. What's the motherfucking deal? Peace. Oh man. Yeah, it would look crazy. It would that's why I froze for a second because I was kind of imagining myself. I'm like, I don't know. Nah, bro. Look. I could imagine it. I could imagine it. Hear me out. Imagine Russell brings Sierra to the H. Texans go to the Super Bowl. He arranged some type of way Sierra singing the damn national anthem or some shit. And then you start a Sierra versus Beyonce, H-Town beef. Who's the biggest, baddest bitch from the H, right? No, even though she's not really from the H. I think she's from like Dallas or somewhere, whatever. But what if Sierra put on a performance at the Super Bowl as Russell Wilson's wife and the Texans won the Super Bowl? That'd be like the craziest thing ever. Like, what Beyonce ever did for us? She only did that Christmas Netflix shit and the fucking signal was going out. Anyway, right. Now I couldn't do Russell. Couldn't do it. Couldn't fuck with it. Like I said, I'm not fully aware of the list of all that's available, so I'm not picked there. Somebody MJ Wizard. It'd be Shaq Celtics. Right? It would be terrible, bro. I saw somebody say Shador earlier. Will Levi's fuck it, why not? I talked the gang of shit about Will Levi's. Buddy Lee, that's what I was calling Buddy Lee. Fuck Buddy Lee, but bring him in. Yes. Why not? Like, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker can't be asking for too much, but the motherfucker got a rocket, bro. Them swole quarterbacks, they're not super accurate. They're not gonna dot you up. They're not. That motherfucker got a rocket, bro. I guarantee you there's a couple of plays you can imagine that should have been touchdown. Will Levis makes those throws, hitting motherfuckers in stride. Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of Nico over here, he's, you know what I'm saying? One of them. There's a difference if you understand. But, yeah, man. So, and I guarantee you, with some of them wide ass, like, that's why I say it's just so much, like, this is why I say it's a mental thing for CJ, because there were many times CJ had running lanes and just didn't take them, right? All to throw somebody off behind somebody or over. When you got a free 4 or 5 yards there, you know what I'm saying? Shit, let's take those, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least let's do that, you know what I mean? But yeah, fuck it though, right? But that's the thing though. I like you don't necessarily. Whoever you bring in, they don't have to be better than CJ. They don't have, and that's what I've been saying. Like, I don't think it took a quarterback. Like, I think a quarterback didn't have to be better than CJ to win that game last time. I don't think you have to be a quarterback better than CJ to have success in this offense. Anyway, last thing about should there be a real quarterback competition is this, right? I would entertain you. I said that. I said that Geno Smith wins you that game. Jacoby Brissett, but Jacoby Brissett is under contract, I think, another year with Arizona. But maybe, just maybe, there's a conversation somewhere to be had. I don't know, right? Jacoby Brissett, like, if you could entertain, like, Jacoby Brissett in his offense wins you a Super Bowl, bro. Am I right or wrong? 0 for no. 0 for hell no, Honcho. You smoking that shit and you high. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. 1 for fuck yeah, Jacoby Brissett win you a damn Super Bowl in this offense. You know what I mean? He can compete with Mills to start. Malik Willis, I'm gonna be honest, bro. After CJ, I think we just need to kind of take a break from the Negroes. Dude, just let's take a little break from the Negroes. Let's get back to our Schaub era, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's like, you know, that's when it was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we had two Negroes, and it was just like one lost all his heart, and then the other one, you know, he's just kind of like, it's kind of diddly. You know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, let's just give, you know, let's give our brothers a chance, man. You know what I mean? Let's just do that, bro. That's what I'm on. You know, so like, you know, Malik Willis is cool, dude. You know, if you like that kind of thing, if you like that kind of thing, you know. Nah, man. I'm not against. I'm just talking shit. But really, like you got to bring in somebody. Like I said, one or two things too. Like it could be one of those guys who were higher picks that just didn't pan out, right? Because they just weren't in the right situation. Because let's be honest. Let's be honest. How much different of an outcome do you think the Texans have this season, just this season in a vacuum, with Malik Willis or Will Levis? I mean, think about this team and think about how the games were played out. Think about how things were won. Think about opportunities that weren't taken. Think about, you know, everything. You replace C.J. Stroud with Buddy Lee, Will Levis, or Malik Willis. What outcome do you think is happening with either one of those guys, right? Like what change do you think? Like I said, I think a Jacoby Brissett takes you to the Super Bowl in this offense. I believe it's okay, my friend. It's okay, my friend. Everything is good, my friend. I thought somebody was gonna meet the maker tonight. Orale. No, sir. What's the motherfucker? Peanut, come on if you coming in, man. That's funny. Nah. That's fucking fun. I didn't even think this shit worked. Like, what the hell? That's wild, bro. That is super crazy. Take that out. That's super crazy. That's weird though, too. Hold on. Yeah, that's real odd. That's real. That's super crazy. Damn, I'm trying my finger. Nah, the fucking I had some walkie talkies, and motherfuckers just start going off out of nowhere. Like these motherfuckers ain't been fucked with for forever. I ain't never touched these. I don't even think they thought these hoes worked. That's crazy. Anyway, everything is good. Hey, a super saucy super chat. Shout out to D Skills. You say ban CJ from his mom closet. Me with that's problem number one. That's problem number. And why you appreciate the super saucy super chat love, but 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 you ain't lying about that shit, bro. I'm telling you, because if I wasn't tripping, like the niggas' outfits were similar from the Pittsburgh game to the what he had the motherfucking what's the he had the caiman skin jacket. You know, the caiman is like the little alligators. It ain't the real. You know, I'm being funny if y'all don't get it. He had the caiman skin jacket on. I bet this shit probably expensive. Fuck though, for real. If you probably try to get a caiman, but nigga had the caiman skin jacket on. Nigga had the other shit. Like, bro, wear something completely different. Wear something completely fucking different, bro. Just normal, right? I thought he was dressed normal. At first, I thought he had to wear, and this nigga was still dressed weird. Anyway, let's say you say you say the jersey's on the thumbnail. I don't even know which jersey on the thumbnail. I'll be Yeah, I have no idea. I'll be moving too much. Yeah. We say put the outcome in the community unless it's a veteran. Confidence case, Kelly's putting his office in a winning position. But again, like I said with Kelly, you have to give CJ, if you're giving CJ the benefit of the doubt for not having Mixon and having O-line issues, you got to give Kelly that same benefit of the doubt. Right? Like, because his play calling, especially as a rookie, he has to learn how to overcome these things. And I'm willing to give a person leeway. As you saw, he progressed over the season. So now he has an off season where he can go back and say, all right, this is how I performed in real time. This is how I performed in games. I have tape, right? Just like you say, when y'all say, when they get tape of a quarterback, they learn. Well, now he has tape of himself and he learns what he did right and what he did wrong. If he's about improving, if he's the guy that I believe he should be, right? But who am I? He's looking at that tape and he's saying, okay, this is how I should operate in this situation. This is what I should have called in this situation. Now you have another year. Once you study yourself in the offseason, you have a chance to implement that in the preseason. And then you see, now you come to those situations, okay, and he makes progress. You say, okay, wait, I'm down. Last year, he blew that. Now this year, okay, he's looking good. You got to give that man an opportunity, right? If you saw progress throughout the season, and I would think that everybody agreed that you saw progress in Kaylee's play calling throughout the season, why is it difficult to believe that given an off season to operate, he won't be a better play caller in year two? How much? I mean, we love. I know a lot of people like you. To me, it wasn't as bad as it looked. Right? I think you fix a few pieces. It was more a lot execution on my end, I believe, because there was a lot of times. Like I said, you saw when things went awry. You're like, Nico was open here. Shit. Kirk was open. Goddamn. Who's looking at CJ? And again, you're talking about a line. That's why I say everything around CJ got, or Cucamonga Coleridge got better. Significantly less sacks this year. It's about the same play style. You got about the same output from him this year that you got from him last year. I don't know. But the coach, man, look. But look, I can't even look. My recollection is terrible. I was trying to think of a line from the Trapped in the Closet from R. Kelly. Who went in the closet? I've been thinking about the episode, the South Park episode, more than I think about the damn song. But you have to give him, you saw progress. I mean, a lot of times you see guys and it's he was about the same throughout the season. Everybody can admittedly say, nah, Kaylee started looking real nice towards the end of the season. You go back and you look at those games and you see, okay, I see what he was thinking. I see what he was trying to do. I see what he was, you see all of Kaylee called games good enough to win, right? Good enough to dominate. I'm not going to expect that out of a year one. I'm not going to expect that out of a rookie OC. Kaylee called a season of games that were good enough to win. I don't think it was just so, but you could expect better. Now you have a foundation. Now, like I said, after having time to study and understand your mistakes, where you went wrong, I expect to see a significantly better guy coming up this season. Why? Why is that? Why is it harder to believe that? Why is it, people are more willing to believe that CJ, who's shown you from year one to year three regression, will bounce back over a guy who's only had 1 year and him getting better. Anyway, that's that. Last question. Nick's been at the Senior Bowl. Nikki Scissors been at the Senior Bowl. I got to turn down some of the blur so I can make that look a little bit better. But anyway, Nikki Scissors been at the Senior Bowl. He's been out there scoping talent. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. He's got his eye on the prize for the Houston Texans, right? Anyway, Nikki Scissors is at the Senior Bowl. Do you guys believe that Nick will be able to find some talent that will contribute? I'm talking about contribute year one. Do you believe in Nicky Caserio, that he has the eye to be able to find talent, specifically at the Senior Bowl, right? And again, if y'all don't think you guys are in the Senior Bowl, then you can't fault him for that. But from what I've seen, there are some eye-opening individuals, right? Do you guys believe that Nick will be able to pull some talent from the Senior Bowl that will contribute year one to this Houston Texans team? Because again, I would expect a guy who's a senior in college to come in and contribute sooner than a guy who was a sophomore, you know what I'm saying, a junior. Because again, he's got those extra additional years of experience. But I know a lot of people are like, well, that means they weren't just as impactful as they came in. But who cares? Because that means they had time to build a better foundation before they became impactful, right? So I'd rather a guy who has talent and a foundation than a guy that just has extreme talent, right? So, because the guy with talent and a foundation has something to kind of fall back on if, the talent declines. The guy with extreme talent declines, you can't, what can he do for you? So, 0 for no, 1 for yes. We'll go about a minute. Do you guys think that Nicky Caserio, the current Houston Texans GM, is going to find some talent at the Senior Bowl that will contribute immediately to the Houston Texans team? That is so crazy. Like, and it cut back off. Something weird's going on, man. You sure about that? So this nigga Big Kid agreeing over Kyle Hamilton. Hey, things happen. We can't all be perfect. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we don't look at it the other way around. Like we went on picks that, and so the other people look at it like, man, Texas got, and I'm pretty sure there's some motherfuckers hating on. They could have got Kamara. You know what I'm saying? Could have, like I said, it's just it's perspective, right? It's perspective because you can say, okay, he got this guy, and again, I'm not saying you're wrong on that. I agree with you on that. But what I'm saying is that we also have to count our blessings, right? Because we can be all doom and gloom with the Texans. I'm not doom and gloom. I'm doom and gloom with Cucamonga Coleridge, but we have a glass 3/4 full situation, right? We just need a little bit more. Maybe put some ice in it, make it cool. You know what I'm saying? So it's not to complain. The sauce and Stingley compare. I do not, bro. Y'all gotta understand. Like when I this might be the first time I might have really wrote some shit down that I wanted to actually say. Y'all gotta realize when I come to sauce, 99.99 times out of 10. It's we like I said, it's a conversation. I approach it as a conversation. So there may be a few topics that I say, okay, this is one I want to address because I want to come at the approach naturally, right? Because y'all see it sometimes. I'll be sitting up here saying something, and I'm like, oh, you'll see the light switch halfway on, and you're like, oh, this nigga Hunter over there having ideas and shit. Look at this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And and so I'll have an idea, and y'all see like, oh, and then that's when I go on my little tangents. Because I feel like it's a more authentic conversation, right? Like, look at this. Hey, J-Mail, Trill. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. If you don't get it, you don't know, don't even worry about it. Don't ask no question. Y'all know. What's up, Roger? What's up, brother? What's going down, brother? DJ Rocky B. What's the motherfucking deal? King Hefe. What's going down? Let's see. Jack Triple, the motherfucking pit. Man, if I missed you, I ain't dish you. I promise all y'all. Let me see. Okay, just making sure. If I did again, I promise. Astro Rocket Texan. What's the motherfucking deal? Anyway, I gotta stop watching Martin. Martin was pure comedy. So like I said, the last question is: do you guys feel like he can find some talent at the Senior Bowl? But again, we have to look at it. It's not a half glass empty situation. We're 3/4 full. It's just a little. It's little. There are people in much worse, much more dire situations than we are. So I mean, just hopefully that we can get that last report. Like I said, we can throw that ice in the cup. Maybe like 5 cubes of ice, right? 5 cubes of ice, and you got your nice cold drink. Y'all know where that's from. Anyway, I just want me a little cold drink. Oh man, I don't know. I know we got at least 3. I know we got at least 3. I don't know. Oh, is that Tank? What's on? That's hilarious. Yeah, man. So this is what we're gonna do. I know I got started late, so I apologize for the delay. The OBS. Like I said, I promise. At 6:00, I'm here pushing some buttons, and if it ain't going live, something is fucked up. Because I mean, I'm in the desk. I'm watching the little seconds count down and all that. So if it's something going wrong, it may be just a few minute delay. So I apologize for those of you who were here early and were, you know what I'm saying? Man, I don't really do. I've done one mock draft in my life. I don't. It's so like I don't get into the, and I know I've been doing it, but it's like I don't get deep off into it. Let's put it like that. Into the hype thing. Like it's hard for me to just start making like dreams and then make a bunch of dreams. And I'm not knocking nobody. I understand. Like I get it. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? Like to put it together. But it's like I don't know. It doesn't ring my bell. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't ring my bell. Ring my bell. Yeah, showing my age. But yeah, I think we did one on the. I think we did do one on the stream one time. But I got something for you. I promise I got something for y'all. I got something for y'all for the draft. Either way, however we plan to do the draft thing. I got something for y'all for the draft. It's gonna be all this. That's why I say it's a lot of work I'm doing in the background. Right? It's a lot of work I'm doing. So things are looking janky. It's like the house getting remodeled. You know what I'm saying? You guys come on in. We got some plastic up over here. Got some, just kind of wash you. Sand on the cardboard. We're remodeling. Just look at remodeling. Just look at it like that, right? Because when everything is working, bro, I'm telling you, this shit gonna be so loud, bro. Like, and it's like I get. Anyway, fuck talking about it. Y'all see it. Hopefully by the next week. D Skill say, what do you think of Kingsbury? I think you kind of answered the question. I think you kind of answered the question. You know what I'm saying? Can't be any worse, but I'm not sure D'Amico wants to deal with that ego. Man, look, I think that's kind of a thing too, right? And I think that's kind of a thing why people, and again, appreciate the super sauce, super chat love. I think that's kind of a thing in this staff, right? Like, and that's another thing you wonder about. Like, the Texans like a certain type of personality. And you bring in one of those more known OCs, again, and this is what I was saying in the Discord. You bring in a guy, some more known OC. How long do you have him, right? Think about it. You get a guy that you kind of grow to your way. He's committed to you a little bit more. I feel like that because he builds his foundation within your system. He goes with you for a little while. You go get a guy like say you got one of those big name guys, McDaniels or McCarthy, right? So you go get one of those guys. They run it up with the Texans 2 years, right? You put one there. You put that offense with the Texans. The offense balls out. Defense is spectacular as it is. Texans win the Super Bowl. And again, I know it counters almost what we were talking about earlier, that we're having two arguments about C.J. Stroud, but just kind of hear me out. I'm thinking from the coaching staff perspective. It's like, how long does he stick around? 1 year. 1 year you run with the Texans and they're balling. Now you're looking for another OC, right? Because that's just a catapult to the next level. Like, I'm wondering if they're looking for a guy who's for some long-term commitment, you know what I mean? Minimize the shuffling of the stuff. But I mean, it could be a lot of different stuff. But you're going to have him about a year. Like I said, one of these guys come in here, they're going to be, everybody's going to be like, look how good he was with the Texans. The Texans went to the AFC Championship. They went to the Super Bowl. Let's go ahead and pluck him. Like, you see, like Burke's already getting calls. Like, I mean, and so, I mean, I don't think that's a reason to not show interest because, like I said, we're having two arguments about the Texans. One about Coleridge, Cucamonga Coleridge. I'm going to say it right. That's all, folks. About Cucamonga Coleridge, right? And there are those of us who want to win right now. And there are those of us who want to sustain the winning nature of the Houston Texans. Those of us who want to win right now are willing to dismiss Stroud, bring in somebody who can get it done right now, a savvy veteran, bolster up that line, get you a better running back, and let's go run it back, right? Those who are looking at more long-term success of the Texans are like, no, veteran ain't going, he's old, he's not going to get much better. We feel like Stroud's on a trajectory trending up. We feel like he's good enough to do that and get us there next year. We just got to give him a chance to improve. And I'm cool with, that's fine. I mean, I disagree. Like, I know what side I'm on, but I don't think either argument's wrong. I would rather win right now and just say you had the hardware versus, just, have continued success. I don't think you get over the hump because I don't think CJ's got to get you over the hump. Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the Sauce at 6 p.m. or around 6 p.m. We're going to keep that going all throughout the offseason. So I know because in the past, kind of offseason got janky. I'm going to throw some Rocket stuff in the mix. I know when Adams out, that fucking sucks. That fucking sucks, bro. That like I don't know if people. I think if you're a Rockets fan, Adams, that's a huge blow. Finish him like it's over with. So that sucks. But yeah, talk about that a little bit more. Like I said, as there is more football to talk about, but things get a little thin. The Den, for those who weren't there, the Den will be Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 9 p.m. So if you missed it yesterday, shame on you. Yesterday's Den got a little interesting. It wasn't nowhere near like a top 10 Den or anything like that, but yeah, it started. It was a little interesting. The conversation was pretty. I did say some outrageous stuff. Oh man. Yeah, I said some pretty crazy stuff now that I think about it. Anyway, so I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys for pulling it up, man. You say you think it's got to be win now, defense. That's my deal, right? You need to win now while you have a for sure thing, right? And again, even with this quote unquote for sure thing, the health of this defense isn't guaranteed next year, right? Like that's why I'm so upset about this. Is like you got not only did you get, and I don't give a damn about Nico. Nico always hurt when it matters. I don't give a damn about Nico. And then what's his name getting injured? We can talk about why he was injured. People use that he didn't have Schultz, he didn't have Nico, he didn't have any heart. That's what the fuck he didn't have. But you have this defense, which is the staple of this fucking team, right? You're the staple of this fucking team, and people are worried more so about CJ. Like that's my thing. Like that's why I say I don't give a fuck about putting no pieces around CJ. Like I don't give a fuck about acclimating his team to Cucamonga Coleridge, bro. Like, y'all may say I look too deep, and I think other people look too deep into certain stuff, But to me, body language, to me, the post game action, post game commentary, it doesn't make me think he's not a good person. Doesn't make me think he's not a good person, but I just don't like him as my Houston Texans quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So, Discord. If you want to get a Discord, it's $5 a month. You join at the Patreon, patreon.com/saucesports. The link is in the description, because I might say the wrong link. I probably need to update it and make sure it's all right, but I'm pretty sure that link is there. But yeah, like I said, we'll be in there. And then what'll happen is it'll send you to the Discord to send me a message, and I'll send you an updated personal link. So there's that. Hey, what's going on in Iran? I gotta get up. See, I ain't been on my geopolitics like I need to. You know what I'm saying? I heard boys out there in Greenland tripping. I gotta see what's going down, baby. Gotta call my people. You know what I'm saying? That's mean land in Greenland. I'm talking about. No, but I would trade Nico. I'm not anti-trade Nico, bro. So yeah. Why was you talking about? Wow, TD man, look, I'm finna be in the Discord immediately after this. But yeah, like if you want to join, you join there. And like I said, I'll send you a link. Just send me a message, and I'll send you a link, and it'll put you right in there. We've been in a voice chat talking all kind of. We talk too much, but it's good. Yeah, man, I fucks with y'all. I appreciate you. I probably didn't even finish my last point, but yeah, stop worrying about CJ. Worry about this defense, because the defense is the guarantee. Because it's like the thing about the defense is it's too many weapons. It's like somebody gonna make something shake. Usually it's multiple people making something shake. Instead of depending on this one guy who we hope still has heart and we hope is not really regressing and hope can fully pick this offense up and can get chemistry with his receivers and kind of do all this stuff and not know that he's not Superman. Like how on a scale of 1 to 10, everybody, before we wrap it up, think about something that you're really good at, or think about something you've done that, maybe aggressively and to the maximum, right? You like beat up your little brother or something. Maybe you were roughing up the dog. I don't fucking know. But just think about something. Even like you were hooping against somebody, you knew you were just way better than they were. You know what I mean? And you just kind of you just took it there. I mean, whatever it may be. It could be anything. It could be like racing. I don't know. And then think about that situation and how difficult for you to know that if you were that much better, that you could just dial it back a little bit, right? To know that it would still be you would still win. All I had to do is just, even if I eased up, I don't even have to really push it full for it. And I still kind of got you, right? I don't understand. And maybe that wasn't the best analogy, but how hard is it to dial it back? How hard is it to say, let me chill? I don't have to do all that. I don't have to do any of this. All I have to do is make sure I get to the end. All I have to do is make sure I get to the end of the finish line. I don't have to do anything spectacular. I don't have to do any cartwheels. I don't have to jump any hurdles. You know, there's no long jump. There's no dirt. Just get to the finish line, right? Just get to the finish line. Or you can look at it like a relay. Don't drop the baton. This nigga dropped the baton, kicked that bitch into the fucking stands, went up, tried to get that bitch. As it slipped out of his head, it fell under the bleachers. This nigga went down there, took a nap. After he got tired trying to find it, finally found it, then went and finished the race. Like, that's the kind of shit, that's the comparison to what this nigga did, bro. Anyway, right? Oh, run the ball. Yes, bro. That run the ball and that nigga garbage, bro. Those was, oh my goodness. Well, you tell me, TD, you said Nico was that nigga, man. Anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here, bro. I fucks with y'all. I love y'all. I thank y'all for rocking with the sauce, man. Again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Central Time. Same bat time, same bat channel. It's your boy Ed Honcho. As always, it has been my honor, my privilege, but more than anything, I'm looking at the wrong camera. It's been my pleasure. Why do y'all watch this show? Why do y'all watch this stream? Like, there's clearly something wrong with me. But man, I fucks with y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. It's been my honor, my privilege, and more than anything, it truly has been my pleasure to chop it up with y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all on Friday. Make sure you're here. Take care of yourselves wherever you may be in the world. I heard there's more inclement weather coming for some people. Y'all be careful, man. But it's your boy Honcho. I'm out. I expect to see y'all Friday. Even if y'all don't see the post, man, just pull up 6 o'clock. I promise I'm here tinkering with something if we ain't live. Hey, that's a BET. Oh, bloop, bloop.